Hey Sting, welcome back to another week of Noise News.
This is Amanda.
And Kenny.
Here to bring you the news for this week.
We've got a lot for you this week, so let's get right into it.
I think most people have noticed, but we switched to trimesters this year.
Whoa, no way. I'm just kidding, guys. But we do have a story about trimester adjustments this year.
Yeah, take it away, team.
This year, the transition to trimesters has been quite a change.
At first, I thought it was going to be really scary just because it's never something I've done before. But honestly, now that we're here, I'm fine.
Going into this year, my thoughts on trimesters were generally negative because I thought because I don't like new things, and I figured that this is a new thing and I wouldn't like it.
I think for me, I was kind of thinking it's not going to make that big of a change since I was just back for 1 year. And I think that, change is hard and it takes adjustments all the time. So I knew that there was going to be some work involved in it, but I wasn't opposed to it.
This big of a change has had many effects on students. With classes every day, one of the major effects has been students' workload.
The only difference for me is I have homework every single day instead of it's due in 2 days from now, which has been a bit of a struggle.
Well, because it's an adjustment and trying to shift what was done on a semester to a trimester, the workload's a little bit more as we try to convert activities that were once taking up a block to a shorter period of time.
A lot of work, and I don't like that, but it's generally just not very difficult, so it's fine.
The loss of late start Mondays has also been an adjustment for students.
I'm really sad. I really like my sleep, and that was very helpful, especially with me having first and second hour study hall. That would have been amazing, but I understand why they had to get rid of it, especially with class periods only being 56 minutes, I think.
I don't mind it very much because it helps make everything feel more samey and not different, and I like how everything just feels the same and I don't have to worry about new things that I don't like.
Now that we're a few weeks into the year, these changes are much less scary.
I think they're working out pretty well. I think we're all still getting used to sort of that quick turnaround that the classes have. It sort of feels, I've heard from a lot of people, it feels like a Monday every day. But I think students are getting used to it.
Now that I'm a few weeks in, I'm actually used to trimesters a little bit, and I don't hate them so much anymore.
It's I was kind of nervous coming into it, but now that I'm here, I'm it's okay, I can do this. It really isn't. It hasn't changed that much for me since I only have 4 class periods every single day so far. So, it's honestly not that bad.
Change can seem scary, but students have adapted to the change that trimesters bring. This has been Megan and Kenny.
Great story, team.
Yeah, another great new addition to Spectrum this year?
What?
The new weight room.
Oh yeah, and I believe we have a story on that. Take it away, team.
This year, and instead of lifting in the old 6th grade gym, students are lifting in the new weight room, following the construction of the new 5th grade building. This was an improvement many students have been looking forward to in our school, and many students are very excited to use this year. So has the new environment affected both class and sports?
So having the weight room here has really allowed our students to have access to a bigger space, allowing them to include different weights in their workouts. Having limited space in the old building was a challenge because we had other classes that would interfere with the space that was needed, and now we can have a whole class in one weight room, one space, but everybody's doing their own workouts, their own fitness routines, and we're really able to cater to students' own fitness goals, which is really huge.
For us, we've been finally able to kind of implement a mandatory lift in the mornings. Whereas before that was such a small space, it was hard. This is the carrot that kind of I could use to get the kids to buy in and to come in and lift. And a new space can help you do that.
Many students are looking forward to using the new gym for personal and athletic benefits. But was the change worth all the effort?
We've had a lot of students over the past years asking for a space like this, and teachers, as we are trying to create a class that is centered around strength and conditioning, but having such limited space really limited the amount of time, obviously having the weights in hand. And this is 100% worth it for not only our students, but also for our student athletes. We come in the mornings a couple days a week, and we've got football teams in there, the football team lifting weights. And then after school, we've got the soccer team and the volleyball team lifting weights. And I think overall it's going to help our athletes improve their performance and prevent injury in the long run as well.
I mean, it's allowed me to get a little bit of more buy-in with the kids, a little more bonding with the kids, get my kids stronger. We haven't had the amount of injuries that we've had in the past.
My goal in my classes is to encourage students to create a routine that they want to continue as they leave my class, and encourage them to be confident enough that when this class is done and they go out into the community, that maybe they'll have the confidence to get a membership at a gym to continue their routines that they've created in this class, and they can be lifelong healthy members of society and lead healthy lives.
Before we never lifted in season because we just time and space and all that stuff. But this facility allows us to lift in season. Big picture wise, they're working on incorporating a whole system for in-school athletes to lift in season and still have lifting classes during the day, and how that crosses over and everything. So
with all the changes and benefits to our school's new gym, it'd be hard not to get hyped for athletics this year. So what makes you excited about our school's new weight room? This has been Alex and Caden, Noise News.
Great story, guys.
Amanda, speaking of building strength, have you noticed how well our football team is doing this year?
Yeah, I'm so impressed.
And we had our homecoming game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, let's hear it from Colton and Matthias about that.
On October 10th, Spectrum went into the homecoming game at a 5-1 record, an impressive record that many players have worked hard to achieve. You may be wondering, how does this affect the momentum of the team coming into such an important game?
I think it'll give us some more confidence that we maybe haven't had in previous years because we just haven't been doing as well. So I think we're going to do well.
We have a standard to hold against any team, but especially a team like this. So going in here 5-1.
I want to make sure we're taking this game seriously. And the fact that we've won games this year really doesn't change much because we haven't really won anything. We've won a couple games, but we still have a long ways to go. And what I'm really focused on is trying to get better for that postseason, try to make a run for our kids.
How important is the homecoming game for the players and coaches?
As far as how it affects me, it really is just another game. As a coach, I try to keep a pretty even keel and try to keep our guys ready and anticipating each match. I don't want them to just be looking towards one, but I do recognize that as a player, homecoming has a little bit extra flair to it.
I think homecoming brings, like I said earlier, kind of different energy that most games doesn't bring.
It definitely comes a little bit of distraction, but we try to stay away from that as much as possible and just focus on the opponent.
Typically, as a coach, I don't care for homecoming games because you get a lot of distractions. A lot of activities going on, which we don't like distractions as coaches. So that it's fun for the kids. It's great, bigger crowd, but the distractions we got to try and control.
Just the word homecoming makes you feel like it's the most important game of the year.
Spectrum went into the game and pulled off an impressive win against Pact, 48-0, bringing lots of that positive energy into the team.
Honestly, the mentality's a lot better, and people are getting off the ball, and they're trying, and they're working a lot harder than they were last year.
I played really well. I had 3 touchdowns. I scored my first touchdowns of my varsity career so far. I think the boys played well. First half, we had Brandon Simonovich rip out 3 touchdowns, which was really nice. We were able to execute in the passing game today, which was really awesome. Holding our blocks, we got Levi out there. He had 2 passing touchdowns in the first half, which was nice. And the most important thing to me is we got our subs in there. We had our older guys execute. They took care of business, and we got the younger guys in there, which is a lot of fun. That's always the goal.
I think the boys did good. We put up 48, held them to nothing. It's what we expected to do. We have a good group of seniors, and they're an up-and-coming program. and it's going to be an uphill climb for programs like that.
Now Spectrum is at a 6-1 win record. Will they be stopped? Who knows? This has been Colton and Matthias, Noise News.
Great story, team.
On the topic of football, let's move into our sports segment.
Over to you, Matthias and Grant.
Hey Spectrum, this is Grant, your sports anchor. This week we have exciting news in sports, ranging from the field to the court to the course. First up, boys soccer beat Pecht and Leela to start off October with a run to the section final where they eventually lost to Duluth Marshall 5-1 in a tough game. That brings an end to the farthest playoff push in the history of Spectrum boys soccer. Congratulations. Thursday, starting at 3:45, the boys and girls cross country team had their race for state in the section meet at St. Cloud Apollo. Next, volleyball ended the regular season last Monday with an outstanding 19-6 record, plus adding a conference champion plaque to the trophy case. They started their playoff run Friday the 24th at home, 7 o'clock. Finally, on the 15th, the football team ended their regular season with a 6-2 record. Now coming up to sections, they are the second seed and played Saturday the 25th at home. No matter the sport, this season, history has and will be made. This has been Grant and Matthias with the sports segment of the week. Now back to our anchors.
Great story, team.
To end off our show this week, we have a PSA from SVC and our broadcast team.
Yay! I'm excited to see it.
Over to you guys.
With the recent legalization of marijuana, it's been a hot topic everywhere, including for high school students. While using marijuana or vaping may be propped up by the media and encouraged by many on social media platforms and in Hollywood, there are many risks and negative impacts that come from marijuana use. You as a high schooler should be aware of these dangers and the impacts that can be had on your life.
I have seen people who have become addicted to it, and it definitely becomes kind of a burden on them because, one, they can't live without it, and two, there's so many other things that could come along down the line with that. So really the truth is that you should just never start, and then you will never have to quit, because quitting is much harder than starting.
It's just, I think it's really hard to live that kind of life, being like always anxious and afraid that you're gonna get caught, like all the time. And I think that's just, it keeps you unfocused, and not using will keep you locked in, I guess. And I mean, yeah, just always focused.
Well, the use of marijuana can, it can slow down the development of the brain. The human brain doesn't fully develop till about 25 years old. And the use of marijuana in young people can affect the full development of the brain. It can also promote anxiety and depression, and can cause what's known as suicide planning.
On the internet kind of just like swerves around the bad things about marijuana, like, oh, it can calm you down, it can do all this stuff, but then it can also affect your body in the long term, and it kind of skips over that on social media.
The effects of marijuana are not just short term. Using marijuana carries the risk of bringing mental and physical issues with you through the rest of your life.
And also, we see a lot of the same impacts with THC as we do cannabis, just because, again, the brain is still developing until at least age 25. And so introducing any type of harmful substances can be detrimental.
Because it's considered a gateway drug to harder things that are more deadly, harder to kick the habit, once you get started. So it's just there's no positive thing that I can see coming from it.
Marijuana is addictive. 1 in 6 teens who use it will become addicted to it. And again, it comes back to the impact on the developing brain, which in turn impacts academic performance and mental health. Marijuana has also been linked to depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia, and they can develop short or long-term psychosis.
Marijuana is inadvisable to use, especially as a teenager.
teenage minds are like 8 times more susceptible to addiction than a fully developed mind, and your mind doesn't get fully developed until you're 25. So I would extremely advise against using substances, especially addictive ones.
I mean, they'll have students reporting hallucinations, experiencing like shaking, just feeling nauseous and sick. We see nausea a lot too with nicotine use. It's kind of like it's the same thing as these products have a high amount of nicotine in them too.
Marijuana has a large number of risks that come along with its use. These risks discourage many students, but there are also other factors that keep students like you from using marijuana.
Keeping myself healthy so I can be successful as a student and in the activities that I do, because being able to set myself up for success now and not get addicted and not get reliant on those things will help me a lot in my future and like growing a good and successful career. It's better to just keep yourself safe and the people safe around you so you don't have to risk losing relationships, friendships, careers, any pathway that you want to go on. I would hate to see somebody lose that because of their addiction to marijuana or vaping.
As an athlete, staying away from marijuana and vaping and chemicals and substances such as that helps me perform well in my sports.
Well, this might sound kind of harsh, but I think intelligent people would probably not go that direction. Yeah, I know that sounds maybe cold, maybe a little bit harsh, but yeah, anything that we do purposely to our body that could potentially be harmful, not the good way to go. I think it's a dangerous road to go down, and it's not worth the experimentation or the curiosity.
The potency of today's cannabis has increased significantly over the past few decades. The amount of the main mind-altering chemical THC is considerably stronger, as it's been modified to have increased effects. For someone new to the drug, it may mean exposure to higher concentrations of THC with a greater chance of a negative or unpredictable reaction. For those more experienced with cannabis, it may mean a greater risk for addiction if they are exposing themselves to high doses on a regular basis. Approximately 1 in 10 adult users become addicted. When use starts in adolescence, before age 18, the rate of addiction rises to 1 in 6. Cannabis accounts for the largest percentage of treatment admissions, almost 50% among those 12 to 17-year-olds. So as you move through high school and beyond, and have to make a variety of choices, consider the risks and impacts and make a choice to say no to vaping and marijuana. Your future self will thank you. This has been Michaela Taylor, Noise News.
Great, guys.
Well, Sting, that's all the news we have for you this week.
This has been Kenny.
And Amanda.
Keeping you
in on the noise. MEA break was pretty great.
I slept through like the entire thing. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I went to a pumpkin patch.
Ooh.
Do you not fear me?
I fear you plenty, but like when you poke a bear and it doesn't do anything, you kind of just, you want it to do something.
3, 2.
We can't see the line.
It's my line. I've got to memorize. It's fine.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
That's your name.
That's good. It's like
I kept nudging.
it's still.
Shimmy ya, shimmy ya.
I feel like I can get a little more hype about
Thanks, Bill. I'm self-conscious.
it. No, it was good.